Hello, and thank you very much for joining me today for this final project presentation. My name is Obadh Wadi, and I am pleased to confirm that my official EDX username is Obadh Wadi, and my GitHub username is Wadio3667-Cloud. The focus of my analysis today is a critical real-world cybersecurity incident that has dramatically impacted the cloud services sector. We will be conducting a deep dive into the technical mechanics.
Moving directly to slide 2, our executive summary focuses on the CloudShift ransomware campaign that took place in November 2025. Looking at the core mechanism behind this attack, the threat actors specifically targeted enterprise cloud infrastructure by exploiting unpatched API authentication flaws, known specifically as CVE 20251042. Finally, regarding the severe operational impact, this campaign successfully disrupted core cloud services across multiple regions within a critical time frame of just 24 hours.
To understand the severity of this incident, let's first establish the background. The campaign has been officially tracked as the CloudShift ransomware campaign. It emerged as a significant threat in November of 2025, demonstrating a high degree of strategic planning. The primary targets identified were major global software-as-a-service providers and several critical financial institutions holding highly sensitive data. Due to the sophistication of the attack and its potential for widespread disruption, it was assigned a critical CVSS score of 9.8. The devastating impact was realized rapidly. Within less than 24 hours of the initial breach, the ransomware had successfully disrupted core cloud services across multiple geographical regions worldwide, creating a global crisis for the affected companies.
Let us examine the technical entry point of this attack. The perpetrators orchestrated a dual-pronged approach for initial access. First, they exploited an unpatched API authentication flaw tracked under the CVE identifier CVE 20251042. Second, they combined this exploit with sophisticated credential stuffing techniques. This multi-layered strategy took advantage of legacy microservice endpoints that unfortunately lacked modern multi-factor authentication controls, bypassing the first defense line. Once initial access was successfully secured, the threat actors immediately executed highly automated internal reconnaissance routines to thoroughly scan adjacent cloud virtual private cloud subnets and map out the entire internal network architecture in detail. They rapidly achieved full privilege escalation by performing strategic memory dumping and advanced credential harvesting techniques to extract high-privilege administrative IAM tokens from active sessions. Following this critical operational phase, they initiated fully automated data exfiltration procedures, carefully staging encrypted archives and transferring sensitive corporate assets directly to external command and control infrastructure while remaining completely undetected by standard monitoring tools. The deployed payload featured a highly sophisticated, polymorphic ransomware strain tailored specifically to target and compromise Linux-based containerized environments and enterprise cloud workloads. It leveraged a robust, advanced hybrid cryptographic mechanism combining AES-256 for rapid file encryption alongside asymmetrical RSA-4096 for securely locking core database volumes and system files beyond immediate recovery. The overall financial and operational fallout was immense, resulting in widespread database outages, severe regulatory compliance penalties, and extremely expensive emergency recovery operations for all victim organizations involved. Diving much deeper into the underlying technical mechanics, the attack heavily exploited insecure REST API endpoints that improperly processed unvalidated JSON payloads without adequate input sanitization or type checking. This specific architectural weakness enabled malicious threat actors to successfully inject arbitrary code, execute dangerous remote commands with full root privileges inside isolated cloud pods, and establish stealthy backdoors meticulously disguised as legitimate system daemon updates to maintain long-term, persistent access across the entire network infrastructure without ever raising immediate operational alerts or triggering secondary security alarms. Victim organizations rapidly executed coordinated emergency containment actions by immediately isolating compromised cloud clusters from the primary production network and revoking all active, compromised IAM credentials and security tokens. Professional forensic incident response teams deployed advanced endpoint detection and response tools to accurately track malicious IP addresses and permanently isolate infected nodes from further network communication. Critical service availability and corporate data integrity were successfully restored by securely reverting to immutable off-site backups while simultaneously applying emergency patches to all vulnerable root APIs. To prevent similar devastating breaches in the future, modern enterprises and organizations must fully embrace a comprehensive zero-trust architecture adhering strictly to the core security principle of never trusting and always verifying every single request and device. Essential security measures include enforcing mandatory hardware-based multi-factor authentication for all administrative actions, implementing strict network microsegmentation to isolate microservices and limit potential operational blast radiuses, and completely automating continuous patch management across all critical cloud application programming interfaces. In conclusion, modern cyber threats continue to evolve dynamically as sophisticated attackers leverage automated scripts, artificial intelligence, and advanced cloud-native attack vectors to effortlessly bypass traditional perimeter defenses. Enterprise defense strategies must transition away from traditional, reactive patching toward proactive threat intelligence, threat hunting, and continuous resilience engineering. Robust security awareness training, strict governance, and ongoing architectural hardening remain our absolute strongest operational shields against sophisticated modern ransomware operations and advanced persistent threats in today's complex and interconnected digital landscape. As we conclude our presentation today, let us review a comprehensive overview of the modern cloud ransomware attack and defense strategies that we have explored. First, looking at the summary, we have provided a comprehensive overview of the modern cloud ransomware attack and defense strategies. Moving to appreciation, I want to say thank you for your time, attention, and guidance throughout this course. Finally, regarding our final note, I am now completely open for any questions or feedback from everyone.